Hello. Today we'll talk about Django models, how to write a models, and see some specific things about models. Here we see example of a model written. A model should go in a file named models.py. It should be a class. It could be named anything, and it should always extend models.model. If it doesn't extend models.model, it's not a model. If you do extend models.model and it's in models.py, Django will automatically create a database table corresponding to each model class. For example, there would be a database created for this class reply. The name of this database table would be app name underscore model name. So here, if it were in a class called forum, the name of the table would be forum underscore reply. Each of these attributes which is equal to models dot sum field will create a corresponding column in the database table. The table corresponding to this model would have a column called topic, which will be a foreign key. Here we have used models.foreign key, and inside the foreign key, the class which is another model can be put. So we already had a model called f topics, and this was made a foreign key here. Similarly, we have another model called django.contrib.auth.models.user. So this is another model which would in fact be extending models.model, and so this is another model, and this table has two foreign keys to two different models. In the database as well, we'll get the two foreign keys to the corresponding database tables here. Now the other fields which are here are not actually foreign keys. These are the usual database columns of various types. They might be a character type or text type or a numeric type or a date type. For example, here we have an example of a char field which will create a character type column back in the database, which would be which will depend upon your database backend. And here you have a small integer field, you have date time field, you have another date time field. All of these are models.sum field. So whenever you have a models.sum field, it creates a column in the database. Here we have these two foreign keys, these two which are usual column types being created in the database table. Here you can see that we have created custom managers. We would have before this written a class called reply manager, and we set objects equal to reply manager. So this will create some a custom manager for this model. So I could do reply.objects.all or reply.objects. Any method which is present on reply manager, and which makes managing my code and putting them at related stuff there easier. So that's why we have having a custom manager here. Each of a model can have an inner class called meta, which contains metadata about this model. So here this metadata about this is what do you want to call this model, what is its what should this model be called when it's in when it needs to be displayed in a plural form, what's the default ordering we want the default ordering to be created on. So we have mentioned that here. You could still get a different ordering by doing reply.objects.all.filter or and then applying a order by in the end. But if you don't apply, this default ordering will be put. Similarly, you can set a get latest by, which will allow you to use reply.objects.latest. So this kind of metadata goes in here. You can create custom methods on this model. So for example, we have the .save and .double_Unicode double score, which are overridden, and here we have some denormalized fields which we are updating within this save method, and then calling the superclass.save to actually write this back to the database. For your models, it's highly recommended that you override the .unicode, and which will show which will be used whenever it needs to be displayed. For example, when you are playing with it, this model in the shell or in the admin interface.